Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Don't know why I've got the earphone in. Right, this is still, well, it's not Pi Day anymore, which was yesterday, but it's still, I guess, Pi weekend. And yesterday was the Pi Guy's birthday. Now, that is clearly, I now understand, called the Pi Guy because of his birthday on 3/14. And it's like 3.14, obviously, that's why it's Pi Day. But he sent us this puzzle a few days ago, but I'd already recorded James Copp's brilliant Pi puzzle, which had 3142 in it, and it was called Nearly Pi. So I hope you watched that yesterday. If you didn't, have a look at the video now, but I'm going to have a look at this other puzzle. This is not, the puzzle is not related to Pi, it's just the constructor is related to Pi. And very happy birthday to the Pi Guy, who always attends our streaming and is a keen fan of the channel. I'm delighted to say. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but I always am surprised. Somebody wrote in to say that the collaboration video done by myself and Simon, where we worked on a puzzle by VFig called Blueprints, in which the puzzle incredibly faithfully replicated a lot of the aspects of the Blueprints house. That is on Patreon. For our Patreons, it's a bit of extra content. The rule set was so long, it would be very unfair to put it on the channel when we urge people to keep the rule sets short on the channel. And I mean, for beginners, you just, if you were a beginner to variant Sudoku, you're trying to get your head around that rule set, it would be just too much. Now, that might apply to today's puzzle, but I don't think so. Anyway, that is on Patreon. We have also on Patreon, we've got the monthly Sudoku Hunt, which is the brilliant indexing puzzle pack by Blobs. Very popular, very interesting puzzles. Loads of correct solutions. So if you're hoping to win the prize of a collaboration video with Simon, get your answer in by the 20th and be prepared to be one amongst quite a number in the draw. It's a really good puzzle pack. Also on Patreon we have crossword videos and sorry, I'm struggling with a bit of a gland problem, I think, at the moment. Let's hope I get better quickly. But crossword videos and connections and gridogram videos all on Patreon. We've also got apps which feature for the likes of Domino Sudoku, Line Sudoku and Arrow Sudoku, but also Classic Sudoku 2 and the Worms. Do try those or check them out. Every day we're doing Wordle in a Minute Cryptic, and we're also doing Friday crossword masterclasses, 2 Sudoku videos a day. The usual round of fascinating puzzles, and this is no exception. So I'm going to go through the rules in a minute. I'm just going to warn you that I've just been driving for 90 odd miles and I had to stop halfway through because I was beginning to feel sleepy. So I then had a triple shot espresso cold coffee drink. So I don't know whether I'm exhausted now or absolutely buzzed. We'll find out during the solve, no doubt. Now, let's have a look at the rules of The Mystery of the Three Chameleons by the Pi Guy. It's reminiscent, that title, of The Mystery of the Six Napoleons, which is one of the Sherlock Holmes short stories, and a very good one. Now, normal Sudoku rules apply. So the digits 1 to 9 will go in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Digits have values equal to themselves, except for the digits 7, 8, and 9, which are the chameleons. And they have a value equal to their row for the digit 7, equal to their column for the digit 8, and equal to their box for the digit 9. So if, for instance, we had these digits in the grid, that is a 7, so its value would be 1 as it's in row 1. That's an 8 in column 1, so its value would be a 1. That is a 9 in box 1, so its value would be 1. And we could have another 1 here, whose own value would have to be 1 because it's not one of those chameleon digits. Now, that is a mind stretcher. There are 4 clue types. There are arrows where the values on the arrow sum to the value in the circle. There are black dots where one value is double the other. There are Renban lines where the values on the purple line are a consecutive sequence in some order with no repeats. And there are green lines where adjacent digits have to have a difference in value of at least 5. And that's it. That's the rules. Be prepared for some mind-bending fun with this one. But do give it a try on the first link under the video if you fancy it. I think we once did this rule set before. I don't know if it was by the Pie Guy. What I sort of remember is maybe we did it using the numbers 1 to 6 and the letters R for row value, C for column value, and B for box value. And I presume, I'm not sure, would that work just as well? I'm going to think about this because I might do that. Yeah, I don't see why not. There's no occasion on which the number 7 has its own value unless it's in row 7. So I might as well use R for row number. So I'm going to be using this rule set. I mean, you can equally well use this rule set that's given. But what I'm going to be doing is treating the digit as containing the numbers 1 to 6 and the letters R, B, and C in each row, column, and box, where R stands for the value of the row number, B for the box number, and C for the column number. And then at the end, to get the tick on the answer, I'm going to translate R's into 7s, C's into 8s, and B's into 9s. That's assuming I get there. Let's give it a try. Try it if you like. Let's get cracking. Goodness, right. One given digit, which is a 5 in box 5. It doesn't. Okay, 5. 5. What we normally say about green lines is that you can't put a 5 on them. Now that remains true in this puzzle. No digit or letter is going to end up with a value of 0 or 10. So a value of 5 can't go on the green line. And 5 in this puzzle will always have its own value. So the 5 in this row, I think it's got to be there, off the line. I'm not in any doubt about that, except I am in a tiny bit. No, I think that's right. So that normal truth remains true. Now, the next thing we normally say is the digits must alternate on the green line. And we normally say between digits higher than 5 and digits lower than 5 to maintain the difference. Now, what we have to slightly modify that to today is digits must alternate between values, that's the word I should stress, values higher than 5 and values lower than 5. And that's still true. The bit that's not true that I sometimes tell you about green lines is that 4 and 6 can't go in the middle cells. And that's normally because you can't put 4 there and 9 on both sides, which is the only digit that it can be next to. Because in this puzzle, in this row, R would have a value of 9. Actually here, B would have a value of 9. So maybe you can't put 4 in this cell, but you could put it here with an R there and a B there. And it would have values of 9 on both sides. So that is a really weird dynamic. Okay, hang on though, hang on. This thinking is going to help. Because 1, 2, 3, and 4 have their own normal values, and they're all going to have to go on this line. And they're going to have to be spaced apart because you can't put any of them next to each other. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are either going to go in those cells, which I'm going to colour green. Not green, let's go with yellow. Or these cells, which I'm going to colour pink. So we have to space out 1, 2, oh. Can I put it? No, I can't have 2 yellows next to each other because they will all be values that have to be higher than 5. Right, so we're going to have to achieve values higher than 5 from the number 6 and the letters R, B, and C in this column. I haven't even turned on the that at all. Right, what is the value of R in this row? It's 9, because this is row 9. What is the value of B? It's either 7 in that box, 8 in this box, or 9 in this box. So both of those will be high. 6, R and B will definitely be high. C is perhaps the interesting one, because C is its column value, and here that would be 2, but we need a fourth high value. So C can't be there, or here, or here. Even here it would have a value of 5, which is impossible. So C is going to have to go in one of these cells. And these... Oh, let's have a think about this. Okay, I'm diverting a bit now. Let's have a think about a 7-cell Renban line. That is either going to have values from 1 to 7 on it, from 2 to 8, or from 3 to 9. In this column, the values that appear in the whole column are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 2 for the C, either a 1, 4, or 7 for the B, and any digit from 1 to 7 for the R. Now, what I have not mentioned there is the digits 8 or 9. I don't believe that any of the digits on this line can have the value of 8 or 9, because they're not in row or box 8 or column 8 or 9. So this is definitely holding the values of 1 to 7, but then these cells are holding other values. I was going to say from 1 to 7, but if R was there, it would be a 9, so... Okay, that didn't actually tell me anything about these leftover cells. I mean, it's interesting thinking. That contains the digits 1 to 7. This, though... Right. Okay, the 4 is less interesting on this line because it can be surrounded by 2 9s, but the 6 on this line cannot be surrounded by 2 1s. So the 6 must go at one end or the other. And the digit next to it is the only 1 on the line. Remember that on this line, R is going to be a 9, B is going to be 7, 8 or 9, and C is going to be 6, 7, 8 or 9. So if this was 6 and 1, this is the only place C can be, and that would be a 7. And then we'd be trying to fit a 7 and a 9 for R and B into... No, it could be an 8 and a 7 into those cells. Well, it certainly couldn't be an 8 and a 7. Now I'm starting to wonder, can 6 possibly be sitting here, with this line needing a value of 6 on it? Now, the only way this line could have a value of 6 on it would be if that digit was an R in row 6. Okay, I can't rule that out. That's annoying. Can I do this line in isolation, or do I need other thoughts about other rows and columns and clues? I'm really puzzled. 6, 1 this side. I think that would be good. Right, 6, 1 this side would leave that having to be high. So it would either be R for 7, R for 9, or B for 7. In fact, these would be R, B, and C. If that's a 6, these are R, B, and C. This is very difficult to work out. Okay, I'm going back to this line. I've now had the thought that we need to put a value of 7 on this line. And what's interesting about that is I don't think it can appear in those cells. I think it has to be here. But I don't, this is box 7 and row 7. So the digit here is a letter, R or B. That's where we're getting the 7 from in this column. Now, the 6 is either a 6, which determines that this cell is not 6, or it's an R here. And then we've got RB there. Oh, I thought that was going to be helpful. It's not. I'm going to persevere with this line. Wrong or right, I'm going to keep thinking about it because it feels like one of these versions is wrong. Okay, if that's a 6 and this is a 1, these pink digits are 2, 3, and 4. And the 4 will either go between two values of 9 or there next to a value of 9. I don't know. I think it's easier for this to be the 6 on reflection because these digits of R, B, and C are moved to the right of the line where they'll naturally be higher. Let's imagine that this is a 6 and this is a 1. This has to be a high value. Well, all of these have to be high values, including this. This couldn't have a value of 7 because with the 1 there, that 7 would then be surrounded by 2 2s. So this would have to be the value of, this would have to be the R having a value of 9. Right, so 6 there, 1 there, puts an R here with a value of 9. Now we've got B and C here. If B was there, that's a value of 8. C would be a value of 9. They would all be pretty high. Actually, that would allow the row to be filled. C there would be... Oh no, C, I'm quite wrong. C is doing the column value. I'm quite wrong. C, this being 6 is a problem for C. This being 6 makes that 1. This is C, which is 7. That digit is 2. And now R and B are here. And we've got 3 and 4 to populate these cells. R and B in these places have a value of 9 and either 7 or 8. So we're going 6, 1, 7, 2. Eight, 3, 9, 4. Actually, that does work, but it's very constrained. Right, I'm going to try it the other way around again. 6 there and 1 here. These have values of R, B, and C, which are going to be... Oh, well, the C has to be in... If this was a value of 6 as a C here, it would have to be surrounded by 2 1s. That's absolutely impossible. Therefore, C is definitely in one of these cells with a value of 7, 8, or 9. Okay, this is the one to eliminate. If C was here with a value of 8, yellow would be high. This would be the 6. This would be the 1. The 8 would have to be surrounded by 2 and 3. And then these values would have to be R, B, and 4. And that doesn't work because the B would be 8 sitting next to a 4. Okay, that is complicated, but it's right. This can't be C because it would be 8. This would be 6. We'd have 1 here, 2, 3 here, 4 here, and that would break because one of these would be a B valued at 8. So this is not C. Now we know that C is purple, purple is high, the 6 goes at this end. And there's my second digit in the grid after 13 minutes. Right, let's try and be a bit better from now on, because that shouldn't have taken this long. Right, these are R, B and C in some order. Have I done this work actually at this point to work out how they work? I don't know. These are 2, 3 and 4. The values of these are R is 9, C has to be here to get a high value and be worth 7. So this is C. That's a 7. This is 2. I have done this. This is 2. These can't be 2. They're 3 and 4. B and R in these positions are box number 7 or 8. Well, that cannot be B because it would be a 7 sitting next to these bad boys. So B is here and is a value of 8. This is 3 to sit next to that B. This is 4, and this has a value of 9 by being R. And that's the whole bottom row done. That R makes this a B thanks to the work we did earlier. I'm going to get rid of the colours there. Job done. This B has a value of 7. Now 6 on this line, annoyingly, I still don't know whether it's a genuine 6 or an R in that cell. 4 on the line though. We need a value of 4 on the line. And that can't be a B in box 4 because we've had B in the column. So it's an R in row 4. There. Now the value of 6 on this line is a genuine 6, not an R there. In fact, the values on the line are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. The values in the column are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 and C, which is valued at 2. So this cell is an extra 2. I don't know whether it's C or 2, but it has a value of 2. I'm going to put that in the corner as a way of pencil marking it. Maybe not the most successful way, but a way. Now, R, we've got an R up here, which is going to be worth either 1, 2, or 3. Yeah, forgive my uncertainty about what that means. I'm still trying to think my way through this puzzle at all. It is a bit of a thinker. I do believe that. I was going to say I think it's a thinker. Right. Let's look at this. No, let's not look at that line. That is not the only... Well, maybe it is the only 2... No. If these had a B on, that B would be worth 2. Oh, hang on. Let's have a quick look at this line. The values in this column, the values on this line are all from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, because this is in box 2 and column 6 and rows 1, 2, and 3. So it doesn't go outside those values. And the natural values that can be here are 1, 3, 4, and 6. You can't get a value of 5 onto this line. Therefore, the Renban values on the line are going to include 3. No, we're selecting from 1, 2, 3, 4. So the values on the line are going to include 3 and 2. Now, they're not going to achieve the 2 with a real 2. They're going to have to do it with either a box 2 or a row 2 there. The 6 on the line and the C, which represents 6, are all going to have to come in these cells. If either of them gets on that line, they're with the 1. Don't know. Annoying. I was going to say, what about this row? Can these values be over 5? Or can any of them be 5, first of all? No, you can never put a value 5 on a green line. Oh, this is not a... It's a green line, not a pink one. Mark, try and get over thinking about that and not doing it on that. Okay, I've officially diagnosed. I'm tired, not buzzing from the coffee. This is going to make the rest difficult. B, one of these is a B. That B is worth 9 because it's in box 9. How can it be anywhere other than here? It can't be on that arrow. Whatever you put there, you'd have to put another value on the arrow, and this would be more than 9, and that doesn't exist. So B is placed there. These two do sum to 9. If they were using R, that would be an 8 and would have to go with a 1. So they're not using R. So they can't use C or B. So they're genuine values from 2, 3, 4, 5, and they must be a 4, 5 pair. R is up here somewhere, which is quite interesting. There's a 4, 5 pair there and a 4, 5 pair down there. These cells include a 4, 5 pair. That one can't be 5. Now I'm mixing up my markings. That 2 was to indicate a value of 2 in that cell. I tell you what I'm going to do there instead. I'm going to write C. I'm going to write 2 or C. That's what that cell is. Here I had 6 and C going down. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to have to remember it. I'm going to keep these values. Here though, these values were for the values of 2 and 3. I'm removing that as well. I just daren't. Now, these digits are made up from digits in the puzzle from 1, 6, C and R. And C and R here have the value of 4, 5 or 6. Or row 8. Well, row 8 is nonsensical on this line. There's nothing it could go with. Even, oh no, now I'm really, hang on, I'm really messed up though. I must have missed something out. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the naturals are 1 and 6. And the chameleons are C and R. No, that is right. Okay, there must be a way it works. Yes, there is. R is 8, and that can't be on this line, where the values are either 4, 5 or 6 for C, 1 or 6. Nothing can go with R. I was right. Nothing on the pink, nothing on the purple, on the Rembrandt line can go with R, the Pinkel line. So one of those is a C. Neither of them is a 1, because there's nothing that can go with. One of them is a 6, and one of them is a C, and the C can't be for column 4. It must be for column 5. It's very straightforward, but only when you actually see it. So that is 6 and C. This cell is not going to contain 6 or C. These are going to contain 1, R, 4 and 5. Oh no, this one is going to be 1, R or 4, isn't it? I think it is. And R there would be 7. Well, 4 can't exist on this green line because that can't have a value of 9. So we'll get rid of 4 straight away. And now this is a 1R pair and this is a 4-5 pair. That's good. Now, this is either a 1 or a 7. And by Whisper's rules, this has to have a value of 1 or 2 or 6. I don't think it can be higher in row 6, column 6, box 5. And we can't have an R there. So it's either a C to have a value of 6. That's the only way it can have a value of... Oh no, it could be a 6. That's the other way it can have a value of 6. Or if this is R and worth 7, this is worth 1 or 2. Well, it can't be B, C or R, and it can't be 2. It would have to be a natural 1. It can't be a 1 because there's a 1 here. This can't be low. And therefore this must be low and must be 1, and this is R, even though it's not in a cell where it's going to matter what its value is. Now, we've had a C there. This is 2. If you were shouting that, you're dead right. This is a 1-3 pair. This is a C6 pair, whatever that means. Sorry. C6, B451. These are 2, 3, R, aren't they? Yes. Okay, now in this column, nothing has changed. 1, 3, 5, 6 and C will make that up. I don't even have to think about this anymore. I just have to think about Sudoku and that will be solved correctly. I'm going to think about this. This does not, I was going to say it doesn't have a value of 1. I am going to say that. The only way it could have had a value of 1 is with an R here, but we've had R in this column. So it doesn't have a value of 1. So the values on this line are 2, 3 and 4. Now, they can't use the digit 2. They can use B, which has a value of 2, or C, which has a value of 1, 2, or 3. I don't know. Well, okay, I don't know, but I do know we're using B, C, or 3 or 4. Therefore, 6 is definitely in one of these two cells. Sorry, I'm mis-pencil marking them. That's what I meant to do. 6 is in one of those two cells, and therefore not on these dots. I'm not sure I dare think about the black dots. I haven't done it much yet, and I'm a bit scared. And they're going to have to be tackled at some point, so maybe it's time. I'm also wondering about this quite populated box. If 3 and 4, no, they're not necessarily in those cells. One of them at least is. Okay, this black dot can't be a 3-6 black dot, I reckon. Because the digits 3 and 6 could not be achieved here, even by B, C, or R. In row 1 or 2, column 4, box 2. You can't get 3 or 6 there. So the values on this black dot are going to be from 1, 2, or 4. And it may be that that's not very helpful. I mean, I definitely know that the number 6 is in one of these 3 cells. Don't know much else in this box. I feel like it's going to make this a 3-6 black dot. C and B have gone in this column. So these can have an R value of 1 or 2, but otherwise they're made up from ordinary numbers. I just don't quite know. Okay, where's the 5 in this box? It's never on a black dot. The 5 is in one of those cells. That's so obvious suddenly. Then the 5 in this box is in one of those cells because it can't be on the black dot. There's a 5 in one of those two cells. Can this have a value of more than 5? I don't think it can, because R has gone in the box. It's box 4 and column 3. This can't, it could be a 6. It could be an actual natural 6. If it was, this would go 6, 5, 1. That would be C3R. We'd have B24 going on up here, and that black dot could be made up easily. That's annoying. Okay, these black dots again then. R appears somewhere on there. Look, R can't be in those cells by Sudoku. R is not going to be on one of these because they're in row 5. That would put a 5 on a black dot. There's no possible neighbour. So therefore, R is in one of these two cells, and has a value of 6, the other digit on those cells has a value of 3, not 12, and that 3 can't be achieved by a C for column 4 or 5, or a B for box, and it can't be an R, so it is a 3. So these are R and 3, and we know which way round they go. God, I mean, it's when you ask the right, it's one of those puzzles, when you ask the right questions, it's very doable. But until you find the right questions, it's very hard indeed. Now, there's an R in one of those 3 cells, and although that has a value of 5, nobody cares. It's not on a clue. These two, what do I know about B or C? I don't know what I know. I've got 3 there and 3 there. So one of these on this line is very unsurprisingly a genuine 3. None of them have a value of 1. I've said this before. These have values of 2, 3, and 4. And none of the B or C have a value of 4, do they? Not in row 1, 2, 3, column 6, box 2, they don't. So the value of 4 is provided by a genuine 4 there. And this digit is either B, C, or 6, I reckon. Now, what does that do? It doesn't feel like it does anything, but 3 and 4 have been here, so they can't be on the black dots. One of the black dots, right, we can't put a genuine 4 on the black dot. Can we put a bogus 4? We could with a C in this column. That's the only way. And how could we do one? Oh, look, R is now in one of these cells. I hadn't seen that. It's either worth 1 here, 2 here, or 3 here. If R was worth 3 there, this digit would be a 5. One of these would be a 6. And suddenly there's no value of 3 it could go with, because R would be there and 3 would be there. So this is not R. Therefore, R is on this pair with a value of 1 or 2. And therefore, 6 is surprisingly not on this pair. 6 is there. 5 is next to it. This is using an R value of 1 or 2. It can't have a value of 4 on it, given that it's in column 5, row 1, row 2. So 1 and 2 are in these cells as well. And R here has a value of 1 or 2. B is going to have a value of 2 in this box. And C, C could be a 4. I'm still all at C. So that wasn't a pun on the letter C. I wish it had been. I'd have felt cleverer. R1 and 2. I'm going to note that they're both up there. But I still don't know. I mean, obviously the 1 is going to be on a 1-2 pair. R could be on a 1-2 pair or a 2-4 pair, because C could be in this column as a 4. That's so strange. I mean, it just doesn't resolve beyond that as far as I can see at the moment. And of course, my sincere apologies if I just can't understand it, but there we go. There's still more to do though. That arrow didn't quite work out for me, did it? In fact, even this bloomin' Wren band didn't. That's a 6 or a C. Both of these have a value of 6. No, that could be a value of 5 if it was a B. It's not interesting what that value is anyway. Here, we can't have a 3-6 pair because neither of these can have a value of 3. So we've definitely got a 1 we can't have B here, for goodness sake. But again, we could have C, valued at 4 there, with a 2 here. It's very circular and confusing still. But it's going okay. Let's keep going, because somewhere I'm going to make a breakthrough soon, and then things are going to feel a lot easier after that. This green line, I've suddenly worked out what the difficulty with this green line is. The high digits that could go on it, we're not allowed to use R. We can use B, which would give a 6, or C, which would give a genuine high digit. But both B and C can only be in these cells. B would give 6 in one of these cells. C would give 8 or 9. Now that is high. But imagine this is low. The high digit here would have to be a 6, a natural 6. And that would require the low digit to be a 1, which it cannot be. So this digit is not low, it's high. And that has got to be a C with a value. Oh no, it could in theory be a 6, but you can't put 2 1s beside it. That won't work. There's no chameleon values that work. So it's not 6 here. It's got to be a higher value. That makes it a C, which has a value of 8. I mean, that's got to be right. These two now have values of 1, 2, or 3. We're in row 4, so we can't use R, which we couldn't use anyway. We're in box 6, so we can't use that. So these are genuine 1, 2, or 3 next to C. I mean, that's just been sitting there available. Now there's a C in one of those cells. We need to put a genuine 6 in this row, and that is now in one of these 2 cells because we've got these 6s. Oh, I see a cell where 6 cannot go. If 6 went there, we have to put 5 either there or there. That would give a total of 11 or a difference of -1. 6 can't go there. 6 must go here. That sorts out 6 and C down here. Now, these are B somewhere, which here would be worth 4. Oh, another low digit and 4. 2 of these digits are 4s. No, if B's here, it's a 5. Talk about utter confusion again and again. There's a 6 in one of those 2 cells along with 5. That's just Sudoku now. These ones include a 3 in one of those 2. A 1 somewhere, and a C valued at 2. That doesn't mean we've got an X-wing on C's, because that could be a C. 5. 5 here would need this to be... C wouldn't work. If 5 was here, we now can't put a genuine 6 there. And we can't put C there because it would be worth 3, or B because it would be worth 4. So 5 can't go here. 5 must go here. These two add up to 5. If we are using C here, it's a 3, and that's a 2. If we're using B in either place, it's a 4, going with a 1. And if we're using natural digits, it's a 2, 3, or a 4, 1. I don't know what that means. It doesn't mean that anything has been helpful. There's a 5 in one of these cells, along with an R worth 5. How about this black dot, which doesn't have a natural 6 on it, or a bogus 6? The bogus numbers in this box are only worth 1, 2, or 3. Right, they're not a 3 in those cells because there's nothing to go with them. So C is not in those cells. C in the column is either here or here. Shouldn't really pencil mark that. If C was here, that's a 2. 2C, 5, 6, R. These are from 1, 3, 4, B, and B is worth 1. I don't think you can achieve this from 1, 1, 3, and 4. If C was here, this has to be a natural 2. And you can't achieve this from 1, 1, 3, and 4. Yeah, that's okay. This is not C. This is C. This is not C for what it's worth, which is not much. But now these two could be B, which is 1, or natural 1, 2, or 4. But these could be B and 1, or 4 and 1, or I have to admit it, 2 and 3. If that's 2, 3, that's a 1. These are B and 4, and that doesn't work. B and 4 don't go together. These are not natural 2 and 3. And therefore they have an unnatural digit on a chameleon, which is B, worth 4. Therefore they have a 1 on as well, which is a natural digit, clearly. Now that digit is a 3, this one is a 1. This column now needs a 4 and a 2, natural digits, which makes the black dot actually work. That's not allowed to be a C anymore. I have a feeling that was important in the column. It means one of these two is a C. That's all it means. Now, these are going to contain R, which is worth 1, 2, or 3. B, which is worth 1. And a 1 or a 3. Well, something there has to be even. You can't do this arrow with just 1s and 3s. The only way we're going to get an even value is by putting R there and calling it worth 2. This digit then is worth 1. This digit is worth 3. And we can't use B there for that, so it's got to be a genuine 3. This digit is now a 1. That's a C. This is a 3. This digit is worth 1, and it's not a 1, it's a B. This digit is not a B. This digit is not an R, it couldn't have been an R. This digit can't be a 3 anymore. This is a 2-4 pair. Ooh, okay, that means we can't put a natural 2-4 here without breaking that. That might be... No, let's consider this row. We need a natural 4 in one of these. That's what's happening there. Now we can't put a bogus... Well, we can't put a natural 4 here. Oh, C sees that cell. That's become a natural 6. Okay. There is a C in one of these 3 cells. It would be worth 5 there, which would be no good at all. So C is in one of those 2 cells. If it's here, it's a 4. This digit would have to be a natural 2. Otherwise, these are 2 natural cells, which can't include 3, 4, 5, or 6. They would be 1 and 2. So there is a natural 2 here, and now that sorts out the 4 and 2 in the first column. And now I can at least write in 1, 4, and B here, surely. And that takes 1 out of these cells. They're a 2, 3 pair. That is 1 or 4. This is 1, 4, or B. These are a known set of R, 5, and 6, methinks. Now here, we can't have a natural 4, but we can have an unnatural 4 there. Oh, 5 is looking down at these digits, 4 and 5. That means we know where 4 goes in this central box. Now in this column we've got 1, 2 and R. Oh, we know where R is. That's the kind of thing we like to find. R is here and is worth 1. It's got to be. That digit is worth 2. It could still be B. My goodness. It can't be 1 anymore. It's either a 2 or a B. Oh, it's not B. We've had B in the blooming column. Should stop focusing on the box so much. There's a 2 there. Okay, these include a natural 1 and a digit that is going to be 2 by virtue of being not C but B. 1 there, B here. No B in these cells. This becomes a 4. And these are a 3C pair. Okay, we're going okay. That digit has become a B. This digit has become a C worth 4. That digit is worth 2, but I've only got a 1 available in the column. No, I haven't got anything available in the column. Something has gone wrong. What went wrong? I think that R was solid. Oh, it's worth a 1. That's what I said. This has to be worth 2. And it can't be B. It can't be C. It's got to be a 2. But now I've got this problem here. This digit is a 1 by Sudoku. We've got a 1 here. It's got to go with a B. And that cell's broken this way round. Oh, this is quite distressing. I must have made a mistake earlier. Okay, let's rewind it back to somewhere I was confident things were going okay. That's quite a while ago, isn't it? Let's try it here. 2, 4, I don't know, 5 was, no, I wasn't happy when I did that arrow. Not entirely happy. So we were in this position with a 5 in one of those 2 cells. And I said, 5 can't be there because this digit can't have a value of 6. It's row 6, but it can't be an R. But it's box 4, column 3, and we've used the digit 6. So that's a 5. That's all right. Then I said, well, you see, then I said C's in one of these 2 positions because we couldn't put 3 on there with a 6 value in any way. That's fair enough. Then I said this couldn't be C with a value of 3 because that would be a 2. And I thought that had to be a natural 2. I think that's right. But you see, what I was then saying, I then pictured in my head 3 and 2 here. But I should have been picturing C and 2 here. Yeah, this is where I made the mistake. And then I thought that had to be a 1 and we couldn't do this. Something went wrong. So either that's a C Okay, let's come back to this position and just be a lot more careful. That's what to do. This was the point. I mean, I don't know. I felt not entirely comfortable on this arrow, and I think this might be why. I said if that was a C, this is a 2. Oh no, then I kind of worked out. That has used the values of C and 2. We've got B, which is a 1. Yeah, I said 1, 1, 3, 4 can't be achieved here. We've got 1, 3, 4 and B, which would be a definite 1, and then the black dot couldn't work. Okay, that's all right, actually. So I said C has to be there. I've ruled it off there. That's all right. Okay. Then I immediately went in and said this is a 1B pair. B for box 4. Did I decide this couldn't be 1, 4? With that 3, then we'd have B and 2 here, but that would work. So that may have been the mistake. 5 there. Okay, so we've got the 5 there, and we've got the C here. This digit can't, let's do it differently from now on and see if it works better. That's not a C, so it's 1 or 3. Now, in this column, these two could be B and 1, or they could be 4 and 1. If they're B and 1, does there have to be a natural 1 here? Yes, there does. I don't think these can be 3 and 2. That would be 1, and this would be B and 4, which doesn't work. This can't be 3, 2. This must be adding 1 and 4, but 4 could be a B or a 4, but 1 must be a natural 1. I hope this isn't exactly what I said last time, but it might be. This is now C. This is now 3. This is now 1. The 1 is making that into a 3 and that into a 1. Now, B would work there, and then we'd have 2, 4 here. But B would also work here with a 2, and then we'd have 1, 4 here. So I don't think this bit was decidable, and I think I did decide it. I might be wrong. Maybe I didn't, but I think I did. And that's probably where the mistake happened. But I mean, this is a head-wrecking puzzle. I'm not going to criticize myself for a mistake. You can. But then you haven't tried to solve it live on camera. 6, 6, that couldn't be a 6. If that's a 6, there's a 6 on this black dot. Now, let's focus on this R. There is an R on this. It can't be there anymore, or can it? If that was 2B, yes, this could be R. 2B or not 2B? That is the question. Okay, R is worth 1, 2, or 3 here. We've got a B in the box as well, also potentially worth 1. This is where I said there had to be an even digit, but I'd done something there. And I forced that to be the R even digit, and that might be wrong. Okay, I just have to slow down, calm down, and get things right. This can't be C. This is a definite 6. This is now not 6. C is in one of those two cells. It can't be here because it would be worth 5. This is now going a little more difficult. That 5 has sorted out the 4, 5 pair, and that's fine. Now there's a 4 in, yes, there is a 4 in one of these two cells. If it's there, it's going with a value of 2 here, which is going to have to be achieved by natural 2. Then that'll be C, that'll be B, that'll be 1. This will be 4. That'll be 1. I can't see the problem with that. Okay. I know 2 isn't on that arrow. 2 is in one of those two cells with a value of 2. The other digit up here is either a 4 or a B with a value of 1. 2 is now in one of these cells, which I haven't looked at before. That does mean there's no value of 2 on this black dot. Now that might be interesting. What is the even digit on this black dot? It can't be a 2. R would be 1 here. B would be 3. And C can't be there or there. So the only even digit, well, it could be 4 or 6 on this black dot. Can't be 8. There's no value of 8 that can get there. So the even digit on this black dot is 4 or 6. But if it was 4, it would have to go with a value of 2, and I can't get a value of 2 onto this black dot. So it's a 6. And it's not R, B, or C. It's a natural 6. And the 3 here, now the 3 could be a B, or it could be a 3. The B would have to be here because of that B. But there is a 6 there. So this digit is 5. I was not expecting to suddenly find that. Now there's a 5 in one of these cells. Is this 3 or B that 6 is going with? I don't know. Okay, R3, 5. Why have I written 9 here? What on earth does that mean? 6 is what it means. That's just a typo. There is no 9 in my version of this puzzle. Right, there's now a 6 in one of these two cells. So these are 6, 5R, which is weird but true, and that one can't be a 6. These include 4 and B, which I should be putting in corner marks, not center marks. This is 1 or 2, but nakedly it has to be a 2. Now, oh, I knew 2 wasn't there, bother. Right, but surely I can have a look at this. We're using B, R, 3 and 4 as possibilities in this column. B is worth 1. Now R could be a 2 there. Again, we need an even value somewhere. That's either a 4 here, in which case R must then be odd with a 3 there. So this either goes R3, 4, but that would leave this to be a B. Okay, maybe it could be. Okay, so that's one possibility, is R3, 4. The other possibility is that the even digit up here is a 2, and that would have to go here. But it wouldn't be a 2, it would be an R. Yeah, that's right, that's right. I'm not criticizing myself for that. R there, and these two would be odd. So they would be a B, value of 1, and a 3, value of 3. So these are the only possibilities here. R3, 4, or B, R3. This is 4 or B as a result, which is not surprising since that's all it can be in the box. Now, does that mean there's a 2 in this cell? I don't have it marked as a candidate anywhere there. There is a 2 in these cells. Do I know where it is in them? No. Do I know what it goes with? No. Do I feel inadequate? A little bit. That can't be C. Let's do a bit of boring old Sudoku now. 4 and B are here. Oh, that can't be B. 5, 6, 2, C. I'm beginning to pencil mark this box, but without great aplomb. This Renban pair. Okay, this can't be 5, because this can't be a 6. B and R would be too small, and if it was a 4 on there, this would be broken. So that can't be 5. So 5's definitely in one of those two cells. The values on here now can't include 5. R and B would be worth 3 or 2. 5 and 6 can't go on here, so, and 1 possibly can't either. So the values on here R from 2, 3 and 4. The odd value on here is 3. But that could be achieved by a B or a 3. The 2 value, no, it could be a 4 value. There's a 2 value which might be there as a 2, might be here as an R, or one of them might be a 4. Ah, wow, Renban. Beastly Renban. These are known to be B and 4 and 1. Oh, that is known. Therefore, 1's not in these cells. Those are 2, 3, 5, 6. We've got 1, 4 and B to place in these. Don't tell me that doesn't advance the cause, although I know you're right. 1, B, and that's 1, 4 or B. Oh, goodness me. Why does this have to hold out for over an hour? That's not what I was hoping for today with my tiredness issues. Well, that's probably why it's holding out for over an hour. Cut me some slack. That can't be a 1. These are 6 and 3, or it might be B and 6. If that's a B, this is 4, that's 5. No, it doesn't fall apart. Something has to be here that isn't R, has to be, no. Yeah, this can't be R, even though I've got it marked as such in the corner. R is over here, being worth 3 in one of these cells. So many possibilities left. Right. That's a 5, 6 R group, and we've had 3. 4, B, C, 1 and 2. So 1 or 2. Well, we know 2's on that. If that's a 1, then we can't get a 1 onto this, and we must get a value of 4 onto it. Things are still... Oh, has this become a C yet? No, I don't think so. 3, 4 and B or C then. No. Nope, nope, nope. These have values of 2, 3 and 4. Okay, let's come back to these. One of these is a definite R. And one of these is a definite 1 or 2. But these could go with a C value of 4. Only if it was a 2 could it go with a C value of 4. That might be a problem here, because that would put 2 and C here. 1 would be here. Yeah, 1 would be there, and R would be here. It's quite tricky, actually. It's quite tricky. It's going to be this silly Renban, which has got values of 2, 3 or 4 on it only. This can't be R, this cell. So it is either a B worth 2 or a 3 or a 4. This cell, if that's a B worth 2, this is a 3 or an R. If that's a 3, this is a 2. If that's a 4, this is a 3. So this is 2, 3 or R, which interestingly are the same possible digits that appear in that one. Is that a 2, 3, 4 RB set? No, there's no such thing. Those are 5 digits. I know there must be a way through this, but I am finding it pretty impenetrable to see exactly what that is. C23. Okay, well, it must come about if this was... No, and it's possible that this being a B has quite a lot of impact. So this being a B would be worth a 3. This would have to be a 2. That would be R. This would be B, because it couldn't be 4, 5, or 6. No, hang on. I was saying if this was B, was I? Yeah, that's interesting. If this was B, worth 3, this would be 2. This would be R. B2R. So I haven't used 3 at that point. So B2 there would create a 3-6 pair up here. I cannot see quite how that disambiguates yet. We've got a 2 on here. That's 5, 6R. There's a 2 on here. Oh, these are from 3, 4, B and C, where B is worth 2 and C is worth 6. Well, 6 can't be involved there. Why have I ever claimed that? Why? That's 3, 4B. 6. C would be worth 6 up here. You muppet. So that's a C. That's been available for literally ever. 3, 4B there. So here, so there is a C. It can't be in column 5. It's got to be here. Okay, let's get rid of the 1, 2 corner marks. C is definitely here, where it is definitely worth 4. And must go with 2, not with 1. This is therefore 1 and R. And the R can't go here because that would be values of 1 and 1. So that's the 1. This is the R. That's going to make this a 3. That's a 4. This is B because it can't be 1. This is terrible. That is terrible. Something's gone wrong there. I've pencil marked this wrong, or this. This can't have a 1. This is 4 or B. Oh, it could, no, hang on. 3, 4B there. B, 3, 4. That works, but what does this become? R, that can't be R. Hang on. Not B, 3, 4. R, 3, 4. That's what this becomes. Yes, sorry. That's a 3. That's a 4. This is a B. And then this is R, which is worth 1. That's all good. This is a 2 and a B worth 1. Surely that's okay. This is not B. These are now a 1, 4 pair. That's a 1, 4 pair, and this is B. These involve a 2. Oh, okay. The 2 is definitely here. This is a 1 in the column. That's going to sort out 4, 1, 4. See, we persevere, we unwind mistakes, we try our best to keep on the straight and narrow. If we fall off it, we go back and we fix it. There's a 6 up here. That's not a 4. That's not a 3. 6 and either 3 or B. I can't tell yet. I haven't got enough B's up at the top. C is going to be in one of those. R is going to be in one of these 3. What about this? Can't have a 3 there. So that's a 4B pair in the row, thanks to the pencil marking. That's a 2. This is C. This is 2. This is B. Now this can't be 6 and B, and it must be 6 and 3. This can't be 3, and the 3 is here. This is not 3. It's 2 or worth 3. This is 4 or worth 3. That doesn't help, but that's a 4 now in the row, and this is B. And now this is 4, and now this has to be worth 3 and be R. And as we go down this column, this is B, this is 5. This is 6. This is 2 or 3, methinks. This is 2 or 3, but it must be 3. That's 6. This is 2. These aren't 2. And this one is 4, which might help. It stops this being 4. And indeed, yes, that is 1. That's 4. It does help. That can't be 6. Now, up here, we have 2 and B, and we do know the order. 2 there, B here. This is a C to complete the row. These are 1 and 5. These are R and 5. These are R and 3. These are 3 and 2. Now I need to convert C's to 8. Pardon me. B's to 9 and R's to 7. And the mystery of pi is successfully solved. My goodness, the mystery of the 3 chameleons. Sorry, I should like that instead. There we go. Brilliant stuff from the pi guy, but tough for an evening. See you soon. Bye for now.